Hey y'all, what's up? I actually just finished filming the vlog that you are about to watch, and I wanted to go ahead and tack an announcement on at the beginning. It's Sunday, January 17th. We will not be going live tonight. We have a family obligation to hold up tonight, so we're not going to be going live. We'll be back live next Sunday evening at 7 Central Time, which is when we go live weekly to chat with you guys and answer your questions. Also, you have one more day. Tomorrow is the last day for our merch pre-order. So if you order tomorrow, all of our shirts, our Real Food Comes Dirty designs, we got hoodies and sweatshirts and all of that. It's available tomorrow is the last day, and if you order tomorrow, at the end of the day, whenever the pre-order close, all the pre-orders from the last couple weeks are going to be printed and shipped out. So if you've put your order in over the last couple weeks, it's going to be on its way soon. We will open a pre-order for some new designs and possibly be bringing back some of those old ones again in a few weeks. We do our stuff by pre-order so we can support a local business, and they're really high quality shirts and all that stuff. It's just something that we can feel good about, and I wanted to let you guys know because this pre-order is about to close. All right, let's watch this vlog. Check it out, bear. You know what this means? Spring can come. My dirt's here. You coming? Bear. All right, confession. Who else starts seeds and comes out like later that day? Looking over at me like, hey, you coming? Where you at? Let's grow some food. It's been 3 days. I don't have any germination yet, which is not at all surprising, but I am checking every day. Hello, darlings. How are you all doing today? I hope very well. I am out here getting these onion sets. I ordered these. This was actually a place I've never ordered from before, and this was suggested to me by you guys. Multiple people suggested them. It's Dixondale Farms, and they do a lot of onions and stuff. Obviously, you can start onions from seeds. I'm a little late to do that. I meant to. I set everything up to and then never did it because I had in my mind, oh, I'll do that when I can make a video of it. That's honestly one of my biggest downfalls in getting stuff done on my farm, is because I'll try to wait until I can make a video, and then a lot of times I need to just do things even if the weather is bad or I have a bunch of kids underfoot, which makes making videos difficult. So anyway, I got a bunch of onion sets, probably more than I need, but they got cheaper the more you bought, and there was free shipping with, I think it was like 10 bundles or something. So I have leeks, shallots, onions, and I'm gonna start some of these today. I'm gonna put them in the ground. These came in right before I got sick, so a couple of them are slightly mushy. Not the fault of the company, it was my fault. I should have opened them and pulled them out as soon as they came in. Important, remove plants from box immediately. I did not do that. But planting onions from sets is just somebody else started them from seed, and it's still gonna get cold where I am. It's gonna freeze. It could snow. We could get ice, but these will be fine. Onions are pretty hardy, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put them in the ground. I'm also going to take these lettuce and carrot seeds and stick them in my pocket to go out to the high tunnel and possibly put some of those in the soil out there as well. So the instructions said to take these bundles and lay them out flat. I'll do that in just a little bit, but as of right now, I'm just gonna go back there and start planting. I've got right here some red Creole onions as well as some Lancelot leeks. I'm gonna put these in the row I have prepared back there and then see what space looks like. Maybe come grab some more of these. There, you're such a trusty dog. You're waiting out here for me. Good morning. Good morning. All right, here's my garlic and onion area. I don't know if you guys can really see all those little sprouts coming up. The garlic is looking good despite being terrorized by pigs. And that is a bean, because this is where my three sisters' garden was, so probably have some reseeding happening. This bed right here on this end, this row is empty. This is a no-dig garden. This was developed like Charles Dowding style. So These garden beds, we did this no dig by laying down cardboard and then just piling compost up on top. We've had this going for a year now, so this is my 3rd season to grow in it. Grew it last spring and then the fall, and then now we're doing it again. We've just added more compost each time we've replanted. This hasn't been tilled at all, except for the involuntary stuff the pigs did when they got out. But so far so good, and the nature of beds like this, they just get better. The more you use them and the more you amend them. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm excited to grow garlic and onions in it this season. Downward dog. So the way you plant stuff like this, like sets of onions, I'm just gonna show you guys real quick, and then I'm gonna put them in probably 4 to 6 inches apart. Just stick these down in the hole, just like that. It's pretty simple. We've got rain coming. This soil is slightly moist, and I'm just going to put them in and leave them alone because the rain will water them in. I'm planting these now. Come on, Bear. Because the 10-day forecast, it is going to get below freezing briefly at nights, but it's going to be relatively warm. Our highs are probably in like the 40s and 50s this next week, and we do have rain coming. And so I just want to give them a chance to get established. Once they get established, they can handle a freeze and they'll be fine with the rest of our winter. I'm going to plant a row of leeks here on this outside of this. This is like a 4-foot bed here. And then I'm going to do probably 3 rows of onions down the other side. All right, I'm just going to get to planting. Rude. Oh, that worked out just about perfect. That's the 2 packs of onion set, so 200 onions in this 45-foot row, down half of it. Now I'm gonna go down the other half and put in leeks and maybe a row of shallots. I think I could fit 2 more rows on here. This is gonna fit a lot. All right, I just did 1 whole long row of leeks. I've got a handful of them left here, and I think I'm gonna go put these in my high tunnel. But this is a lot of food I just put in 15 minutes. Now the leeks do not need the high tunnel to grow. They'll be fine out in the elements, but I just want to try it. You coming in? It's warm in here. So I have plenty of space out here. And I've probably got about 20 leeks right there. So I'm gonna make a row of those down one of these sides. Actually, scratch that. I'm gonna do it on the outside because these things can handle getting cold. So I'm gonna put them right there because the coldest places in the high tunnel are by the walls. Another thing I was just thinking of, I need to replant my green stalks. I had intended to do salad greens and I never got those planted, but these things are ready to go. They're amended. And I need to just water them real good and put something in there. What would you guys like to see me grow in these? To plant them now, it does need to be something frost hardy because it freezes in here. So throw some ideas at me. Also, I meant to share this earlier, Greenstalk's having a sale. If you see this video the day that it's published or the day after, you're not too late. I'll put a link down below. I think they're on sale, and with my coupon code, it makes them less than $100. So for the 5-tier like that. And again, I'd love some suggestions on what you'd like to see grow in that. I could move them like further down towards the middle. Right now they're right on the wall. And I had some things that had volunteered in there, some tomato plants and stuff, and they died because they froze. But man, my mom has grown tons of stuff in hers. Last year, like, she just pushed it to the limit. She grew, like, she had like a melon, like a personal Kajari melon or something like that, growing down the side, cucumbers growing in it, tomatoes, she had them all staked up. It was really cool, actually. I think a row of leeks here will look good. And I've got those seeds. I think I might go ahead and throw some of those in here. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something, and we're gonna do it in here where there's not a bunch of wind. And I wanted to talk a little bit about why we do what we do. So we're going into another spring. There's a lot of uncertainty. I get a lot of messages from people all over, people who live in lots of different countries and have lots of different beliefs. Often I get messages asking why I don't make statements or stands on different things. Now, I have beliefs. I think I've been pretty outspoken in sharing some of those things, like the fact that we're Christians and stuff like that. I mean, that's pretty common knowledge. But you'll notice that I don't talk a lot about personal opinions, because I don't actually believe that's what I've been given this platform for. I don't think that like my personal take on things is worthy of this kind of following. I really feel like what we've been called to do is model healthy family and the fact that it's important, because it is, and just show people the way back to the garden. And to me, I want to do that no matter what they believe and who they are and where they are, because I believe finding our way back to the garden is, in all senses, one of the most important things that we could do in our generation. And so for me, that's what I'm going to keep doing, is modeling the importance of family and teaching people the way back to the garden. And here's the thing, guys. I used to wear this t-shirt back whenever I was like in ministry and I was going places and I was doing a lot of preaching and I was doing a lot of those things, and there's still so much importance of that. I'm not minimizing a need for that at all. But I used to wear this t-shirt that said, you can preach a better word with your life than with your lips. And what I feel like the entirety of this YouTube channel has been over the course of the last 3 years is God personally giving me the opportunity to do that. And so I do intend to create a refuge. I live in a tremendous amount of peace, that's true. I get scared sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, like current events, everything that's happened over the course of the last year. I have moments where I feel like I'm absolutely spinning out. And I think, oh my God, this looks so bad, this is so scary, this is so intense. But here's the really cool thing, like, because of what we have here, which has taken a lot of process, my goodness. This was a dream for years before it was ever even a possibility. When we bought our property, we were so stinking poor. This was a foreclosure. We could hardly afford it. The fact that we were able to get this property was just a miracle in itself. The fact that it is what it is 7 years later literally leaves me in astounded, like awestruck tears regularly. It was impossible. But because of walking through that impossibility, I have a tremendous amount of bravery and boldness that it's going to be okay. Because I've seen how possible impossible things are. That makes sense? And so for me, my goal here is 100% to share the refuge. And I know that obviously not everybody can come here and eat a meal at our table and take a taste of the things that grow in our garden and feel the peace that exists. But I know from the words of the people who share with me from all walks of life, that I absolutely do have the power through incredible technology of TVs and phones and cameras to open up a space to share the peace of this refuge. And that's what I intend to do. And I don't need for people to be in agreement with me and my personal opinions and beliefs in order to think that they're worthy of a piece of my refuge. I just don't think that way, because I learned a long time ago, if you need people to agree with you in order to see value in them, you don't love people, you love yourself. And I don't want to be the kind of person that just loves myself. So that's my little transparent look at, you know, what I intend to do. What I intend to do is to continue uploading vlogs, showing our process in growing food, showing that it's not rocket science to do this. I'm not exceptionally smart or anything like that. I mean, I'm just a regular person. Started gardening 10 years ago, and now I get to do all of this. And to me, that incites a lot of bravery, because I genuinely think that if it could happen for me, it could happen for anybody. And to me, just modeling that, it's really important. And that's what I intend to continue doing. That is our goal in this channel, is to just make a place at our table and to experience and get to see the multiplication and making a way to share that, because I think there's seed in it. I think that just like how I can split open a tomato that came off of a plant with 50 other tomatoes because one seed was put in the ground, and then I can split that tomato open and get 500 more seeds. I feel that way. I feel that whenever I share this, even fathom, it's just wild to me. In 3 years, the number of gardens that have been grown because this one garden was shared. And then beyond that, how many babies grew up in those gardens because their mamas and their daddies and their grandparents and their aunts and their uncles or their neighbors or whatever saw it as important, and how many generations. Can you imagine the ripple effects of that? It's incredible. And I just think there's multiplication in that. And I think more than ever, when the world gets scary or things feel uncertain, more than ever before, it's so intensely important to share the seeds that you have, if, in a hypothetical sense. Look at that sweet little row of leeks there. That's gonna be so nice. Hey, check this out. I left these broccoli plants in and they grew all these side shoots. Now I have more broccoli. Isn't that cool? Another thing that I got a lot of comments on the other day, when I shared that we plan to move. And I guess a lot of people had not heard that before. We have talked about it pretty extensively over the course of the last couple of years, that we do not view this property as our forever home. And I really think that we settled in our heart at the end of 2018 that we were going to move. And we really felt some leading on that and had some direction at the time, but it felt really impossible. And now 2 years in, a lot of the things that we were really praying about and needing to happen for that to be possible have happened, just again, in astounding ways. And so the big question, and we're going to share more about this soon. We had talked about doing a 5-year plan video, and we got a little hasty on it. We thought we were just going to come out the gate making big old plans and sharing them with everybody. And again, I really felt like some breaks on that, being well, hold on a second. This is not something to take lightly. And so we've really slowed down, and we are going to be sharing that here pretty soon. But we get asked a lot, why would you do all of this? You built that high tunnel, you've remodeled your house, you put in a perennial garden. And I will tell you that when I settled in my heart that we were not going to stay at this property, it was a hard settling, I'll tell you, because we had put a lot of work in. One of the first things that I really felt compelled to do was plant a perennial garden. And that is bonkers. That doesn't make any sense at all. Why in the world would we be building a barn on a property that we don't even plan to be on for another year? But it's because this property needs a barn. And again, I'm just going to share this really transparently, even though it honestly makes me feel a little foolish sometimes whenever I read the comments that people are like, why would you do that? And so I will share transparently because I think there's value in that, and I hope that some of you might have the interest in understanding us. And you don't have to agree with us, you don't have to be like that, you don't have to view things like this, but it's really rooted in our faith that one of the things that we are called to do is be stewards of the earth. And what I know for sure, and we actually have some things in the work as far as handing this property over to somebody else and selling it. We have a lot of things in the works that we haven't shared yet. We actually just bought a camper. There are a few things that are big steps that are moving in the direction of what's next for us, and we will share those in due time. But we're letting these things unfold kind of organically and privately in some sense, because we need that. But I want to know, without a shadow of a doubt, that when I leave, oh man, I get emotional talking about this. I love my farm. I really do. I have poured my whole heart into this. And again, I talk about that seed and that multiplication of this. I want to know, when I hand this over to somebody else to steward, that this property wears my love loudly. I want anybody and anything. And here's the thing, I think that people are so important. That comes from my faith. I believe every single person is crazily loved by God, but also he actually loves the soil too, and he loves the trees, and he loves the animals. He loves the cosmos, because it was for his love of the cosmos that Jesus came. And the cosmos includes, whenever it said, for God so loved the world, that's the most quoted scripture, John 3:16. Like, we've narrowed that down to just people, and it's not actually just people, it's everything. And if he loves the cosmos that much, man, I want to love him well too. And so when we are like building a barn and building a high tunnel and creating a place that grows food, we always knew that this wasn't for us. This was for this place. This was for this land. This was for somebody else. This was for legacy. And that is really, really important to us. And sometimes it's costly. Like, sometimes things are important to you and they don't make a lot of sense. And even now, again, sometimes I feel a little foolish, like, oh my gosh, especially with the barns being delayed, and we might not even have it for the kidding season that we were buying it for, but we said this property needs a barn, and so we're going to put a barn on it. So even if it's not for us to enjoy, it needed to happen here to make this as functional as possible. It is hard for me to think about leaving. It's hard for me to think about leaving all this behind. And truly, like, our plan is to start with a blank slate. Like, it is one of the dreams of Jeremiah's heart to build a house. Now, to be frank, I am the kind of girl that likes old stuff. I like stuff with a story. But Jeremiah has been so selfless to really put my dreams first and my desires first, and this farm is really a representation of that. And so one of the things that I've told him that I would be down for is building a house, because that is literally like the way I used to dream of this farm. Jeremiah has dreamed of building a house. And so we're gonna start really with a blank slate. That's scary, but it's also really exciting. There's a lot of promise in that. I'm so excited to share it with you guys, and we're going to share the process with you. We love getting to share with you guys. It is a great joy for us to do that. Isn't it so wild that here on this random day in January, I can plant a few packages of seeds and a couple of handfuls of allium starts, and in like a few months, I'll have pounds and pounds and pounds of food. I just think that's so cool. As of like very directly, like what's next? I mean, I'm gonna plant the garden. We're gonna have a bunch of baby goats. I'm gonna teach our course. We're gonna do that. We're still finishing making the content for that. We have a lot going on. Right now, we're uploading every other day. And going into the spring, that'll pick up, just because practically we just have more to show. Again, here as we come into spring and we start getting more new people, a lot of our videos that are, teaching videos kind of like bring in a new crowd every spring. And I just want to be here welcoming people with a seat at our table and just showing how worthwhile this is and equipping people to do it, hopefully with boldness and bravery. And I don't know, maybe we'll see multiplication on that love that is worn loudly by everything that we come in contact with, and that's what I want to do. So we're gonna keep teaching people how to grow food. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off, plant some more onions. I appreciate you more than I could possibly say. I share all of these things that we do with a lot of conviction and joy, but obviously it would not be possible without you guys having chosen us on this journey, and I'm just so immensely thankful for you. I bless you guys. Until next time.